In tonight's edition, I have officials from the Basic and Secondary Education Ministry, and they will be talking to us about teacher postings. On my far right is Mr. Ibrahim Sedi. He's a Principal Education Officer. Next to Mr. Sedi is Mrs. Claudiana Cole, Director, Region 6. And on my far left is Mr. Alpha Kamara, Principal Education Officer. And next to him is Mr. Babkar Sware, Director, Region 2. Gentlemen and ladies, you are welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Like I said, these officials are here to talk to us about teacher postings. So in the show, they will be talking about the policy guidelines on teacher postings, as well as the movement of teachers from one school to another or from one region to another. Before going any further, I want to start with you, Mr. Sware. Mr. Sware, can you briefly tell us when schools will be reopening for this academic year?
Thank you very much, and good evening, viewers. As we always operate on flexible calendar, different regions open different times. But this year, the change is not much. Regions 2 to 6 are opening on the 17th of this month. So Region 1 will be opening on the 24th of September 2012.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sware. Mrs. Cole, we have seen over the years that most of the time your region does not reopen at the same time with these other regions. Can you share with us the reason why it has been so?
Yes, Samuel. Actually, Region 6 is the furthest region, and it's a region that has its own peculiarities. Because we want to attract more children in the schools up there, and we know that most of the parents up there are farmers, and they usually need their children's hands on the farms. So we agreed with the parents that schools would close earlier up there as soon as the rains begin to come. And then because we close earlier, we will reopen earlier than all the other regions. But this year, we are reopening together with the other 4 regions because of some issues that we had to trash out before schools reopen. We plan to open on the 10th of September. But because the postings were not yet out on time, so we are reopening on the 17th, like Region 2, Region 4, and Region 5.
Thank you very much, Ms. Cole, for giving us that information about Region 6. Mr. Sware, back to you. Given that teacher postings are mainly decided at the regional level, can you give us an insight as to the efficiency and consistency of the process?
Exactly. As you know, Mr. Samuel, that posting is a process. Because it is a process, it starts from the school level. It starts from the school level and goes down to the cluster level and to the regional level, from there to HR level, human resource level. And from the human resource level now it gets back to the main ministry, where the senior management sits on to look at the submission of regions. So I mean, it's not an easy task, but it has been organized in a way that we don't have much problems, because we don't only sit at the office and decide who is to go where and who is to go where. We also seek the information from the principals and then from the cluster monitors, and it comes to the regional posting team, who will look at all the requests from teachers, those who need to be moved from one place to another, and those who are on special arrangements, and those who are on sick arrangements or other arrangements. We look at all those things, and then we would come up with our own proposal from the regional level. And that proposal is what we submit to HR. And HR also would collate all the regions and then submit it, and we submit it to the office of the permanent secretary, where we all meet and then look at per region But this particular year, really, the posting took so long because of certain, processes that we had to do during the postings. Because this time we wanted to know every teacher that was posted last year or some years ago. We wanted to audit, what we call a teacher audit. We wanted to know every teacher, where are you presently, whether you are still where you were posted last year, or whether you are at the Gambia College, or whether you are at the university, or whether you left. Because we are trying to address the issue of ghost teachers. So as a result, it was not easy. It was a very good teamwork. It took us at least 2 weeks, but it's very efficient and very good. And actually, I think this will really help us to monitor teacher movement and to be able to address the problem of people leaving, going to other places, or people just decided to go to the university without, awards, or without scholarship, or go to the college without scholarship or study leave. We try to look at all those things, and then, but teacher posting, as I said, is always a process. As I'm talking to you now, after the mounting of the postings, you go to the regional offices, you will find, teachers are all around, coming around to look for their postings. Some are coming with medical papers, some are coming with even their husbands and babies, to say that, my posting is out, I am posted to CRR, I am posted to URR, and I have a young baby. My husband is here in the Congo. Those are some of the difficulties and the challenges that we are facing. But nevertheless, we will always try to address the problem in the best interest of the nation and the interest of the teaching for the nation.
Now, when you say they come up with some of those excuses, how do you respond?
Well, actually, what we do here is, if you come up to tell us that you are a sick person, and then you are under medical attention, so we will definitely ask you to produce a medical paper, not not a health center paper, a medical paper, and we will look at it. If your cases are special cases, then we will see how best we can arrange to satisfy you. But you see, if it is only some other sicknesses that can be treated anywhere, because this country is blessed having major hospitals in almost all the countries, so that should not be excuse. Somebody came to me to say, I am diabetic, I cannot go to region 4. I said, well, I mean, diabetics is everywhere. You have some people in region 4 who are also diabetics. So all those things are not, genuine excuses. So those are some of the problems we face, and some of them will end up swapping them. You will see somebody posted to region 6 and wouldn't like to go, and somebody is posted to region 2 who also wouldn't like to stay. And then they will come together and say, we swapped. And normally what we do here is we will ask them to write, and both of them will write, and their letters would be endorsed by the 2 regional directors or their assistants, the principal education officers, to confirm, and we will file that. So these are some of the ways we solve the problem. As I always say, it's a process. It's done at the level of the office. Posting is mounted, but now we have come back to the regional office. We are still working on it very fast before opening, so that teachers will be transported over the weekend to get back to their schools. But what we just have to say here is, we don't expect any teacher to go to the headquarters, to the permanent section, and start asking about changes of postings or whatever about postings. Anything that concerns postings, we are appealing to the teachers to go to their respective regional directorates so that they can address their problem instead of going to the permanent secretary's office.
Thank you very much, Mr. Suarez, for now. Mrs. Cole, we understand you are a member of the National Postings Committee. Can you tell us what the mandate of the committee is?
Well, there's a National Postings Committee. After the regional process, all postings from all the regions are brought to this committee. And on the committee, we have the permanent secretary as the chair. We have the 2 deputy permanent secretaries. We have the headquarter directors, and then we have the regional directors. We also have the PEOs from all the 6 regions. We have Human Resource Directorate officers, principal education officers. We also have